Let's have a chat about something that gets overlooked way too often, the size of your pond filter, and why it actually matters. If your water's always cloudy, your fish aren't thriving, or your pond just feels a lot more work than it's worth, odds are your filter's either too small or not doing what it should be. Let's get into it. If you don't already know me, my name is Kev, and my aim is to help people build and maintain a pond without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, you might like to subscribe and visit my website, Ozponds.com. First off, what is your filter actually doing? It's not just about catching leaves and gunk. Your pond filter, especially a biological one, is really a home for bacteria. And not the nasty kind. I'm talking about the good bacteria that eat fish waste, break it down into harmless compounds, and keep your water clean, clear, and healthy. And those bacteria, they don't just float around, they need somewhere to live. And that's why surface area is so important. The more surface area your filter has, the more bacteria it can support, and the more bacteria, the more waste your pond can process. Simple as that. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not all filters or filter media are created equal. A bog filter, for example, uses rock and pebble. The idea is that the water flows up through it and bacteria grow on all the little surfaces, quietly breaking down muck day and night. But the size of your rock matters. Fine gravel has heaps more surface area than chunky river rock, but it can clog more easily and be harder to clean. So it's a balancing act. You want to maximise surface area, but still be able to flush it out when needed. And bog filters aren't your only option. There are tons of different filter media out there. Some of them synthetic, some natural, all offering different levels of surface area and flow rates. I made a video on that if you want to delve deeper into it. And if your filter is on the smaller side, you can compensate somewhat by pushing more water through it. More flow means more waste gets carried to the bacteria. But there is a limit. You can't just throw a massive pump at a tiny filter and expect magic. Eventually the bacteria won't be able to keep up and you'll be back to string algae city. And remember, your pond itself can act as a filter if you set it up right. Rock pebbles, even the surface of plant roots, all of it can host beneficial bacteria. And it's not just bacteria, there's also tiny critters like Daphnia and copepods that naturally clean the water. Little living filters basically. Things like skimmers, intake bays and negative edges help too. They move debris out before it sinks and rots and make the whole system lower maintenance. So it's really not just about one filter box or a bog filter, it's about how the whole pond works together. Now, how much filtration you need depends on the kind of pond you're building. A small pond with a few goldfish and lots of plants, you can get away with less. A koi pond with a heavy fish load, well, you need way more filtration and surface area, there's no getting around it. So don't just copy someone else's setup and hope for the best. You need to build it to suit your pond and your goals. If you want a hand figuring all this out, I go through it step by step in my Pond Formulas blueprint. I show you how to design your filter based on your pond size, fish load, flow rate, no guesswork. There's even a KevBot, a little AI version of me, trained to answer your question based on how I actually build my ponds. You also get access to a private community where you can ask questions, share photos, and get feedback from people who have built ponds using the same approach. And hey, if you don't want to give me any money for my time, that's totally fine. There's heaps of free guides and helpful products on Ozponds.com to help you get started. I really want you to build a great pond regardless. So if you're stuck or you just want to get it right the first time, check out the links in the description. And if you found this helpful, maybe give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. It really helps. Alright, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.